my final guest for season 4. I am so excited. Takia Ross is here with me today, guys. And Takia is a professional makeup artist and owner of Accessmatized, home of Pretty Mobile Baltimore, the DMV's first mobile makeup studio. Having had her artistry featured in over 50 publications and seen on NBC and BET, Takia is most proud of her commitment to women in business, which landed her in Forbes. Having won over $65,000 participating in pitch competitions, she wrote and published her book, So You Want to Pitch, a workbook helping business owners plan, prepare, and pitch for funding. Critical information. It's on my read list in the top 5 right now. She has been named one of Baltimore's 25 women to watch and one of the DMV's top 100 MBEs. She is a mother, an international speaker, and teacher. Takia, thank you so much for being with me.
Oh, thank you for having me. I've been doing a dance. I've been doing a dance with my shoulders.
And just again, to just kind of highlight the importance. So I've had guests on that I've met through social media, like LinkedIn or Instagram or something. But Takia and I actually met at a business event where we were both coaches for a small business accelerator run by M&T, and that is how we met. And now, we connected on LinkedIn and Instagram, and here she is now. We get to have this talk, and who knows what the future will bring, but that is the power of developing your network. So
yes, we
it's
do
just
good girlfriend.
It makes me really yes, and this is what we do. We lift up each other. So before we go into the details of your business, how you got started, I would love to know what moved you to start a business in the makeup industry. And I just have to say, you do a fantastic job of standing out online, especially in a crowded industry like, makeup and beauty. It's just such a crowded space. So please, what caused you to go that way?
So I always tell people that I am a businesswoman who happens to do makeup. So I was working. I had a regular 9 to 5. I thought I was making good money. Like I thought I was making good money. And I just didn't have enough. It just couldn't spread out. Like I didn't have enough to pay, your mortgage and your car payment. And, I had a daughter that was going to college and one that was starting high school, and then I had a baby. Like, we're not going to say nothing about that though. We're just going to skip over that part. And I just I didn't have enough money. It just wasn't spreading out enough. And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to have to find a way, like, in all honesty, God, please find a way for me to bring in some extra money. Like, what can I do that I already know, that I already have access to bring in some extra money? And it's so funny because I have been doing makeup, like, for friends and family, I'll do your makeup. But I wasn't like a professional makeup artist. Like, I wasn't an artist. I was just putting on some lipsticks and stuff. That's what I thought. And so one day somebody called and was like, can I, a good friend of mine gave me your number. Can you do my makeup? And I'm like, y'all, what you talking about? Do your makeup? Like, who does that? Is that a field? Like, is that because it's like, a lot of times, especially for me, like I went to college and, I did everything that the world told me I was supposed to do. You graduate high school, you go to college, you get a degree, you get a good government job, you get a 401k, you know what I mean? Like, right. You do all of these things. And so makeup artistry as a profession was just outside of my scope of understanding. And
well, so when sounds too fun, first of all.
Yeah, right. And people, and then listen, people pay you to do it. They pay you their money to have fun. That's what they did. They pay you their money. And I was like, so people pay for this? Oh, good money. Oh my God. Okay. And so that's really how it started. And it's funny, my students, I was teaching at the time, and I started like just on the side, and my students would see me come to work, and I would come to work with like feather lashes and glitter lips, because who gonna check us anyway? That's just how I felt. Like, who gonna say we can't? So, right. And they would be like, Miss Ross, oh my God, can you do my makeup? And I'm like, no, but you can learn this history. You can learn about this Civil War though. because that's what I was teaching. And it came, I will say it came out of nowhere. It was one of those moments where a hobby truly turned into something that I love doing and that I actually get paid to do.
Hmm. Oh my goodness. It had to help you really connect with your students though. Like I can only imagine like thinking back on my younger self. If my teacher was just, just super herself, being super fashionable and just being herself, like I feel like that would have really helped you reach your students. No, you can learn this history though.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it does. It really does. But I think that, especially being a woman of color,
Hmm.
um, it's very, it's, you have to lead by example. Like you have to show your students and just whoever's watching you. I have two daughters. You know what I mean? You have to show them that, you can be smart and you know and glamorous. You know what I mean? Like you can
Right.
be
Yeah.
a doctor and wear 6-inch heels. Like, you know what I mean? You can be a professor and wear false lashes. Like I think, it's too many times that we have like these conditions about the roles that we play. Like, you know what I mean? I like if you're a
Yeah.
professor that you can't, like, you have to come with a blue suit and you have to wear stockings and and it was like, I was like,
Yeah.
no, like I am a professor. I can teach this content. I love history, but that doesn't mean I'm still a woman. I still like fancy stuff. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
I, I still like big lashes and oversized hoop earrings. Like, I like it. So I think when you show people, you give people permission to live in their magic.
Yes.
Like you just give people
Yes.
like, oh my God, like she looked like she do that. Well, let me say I can do it too then.
Yes. That's exactly right. Okay, so can you tell me about your business endeavors? You, like I said when I read your intro, you've got definitely more than one thing going on. So can you, and they all come together, like it comes together very holistically, but could you just kind of tell me about
Okay, so we have Accessmatized makeup artistry, and so that's my makeup
them?
artistry business, and that's where we provide makeup artistry services, and we provide services to our clients, proms, weddings, girls' night out, whatever. We do editorial, we do television, so we do the gamut of, providing services. So that's our actual service street arm.
Okay.
We also launched Pretty Mobile Baltimore, and that's DMV's first mobile makeup studio. And it was a way for us to be able to provide services to our clients when a traditional venue wasn't available. So what we were
Right.
finding was that a lot of our beauties needed services, and most of the clients that I service, I'm going to be honest, they're over 30. You know what I mean? They are professional women, speakers, doctors, like they're in corporate
Yeah.
America, like and so a lot of times they don't have time. They don't have time for themselves. I'll say, like, their beautification process. So they need you to kind of fit into their day. And a
Yeah.
lot of times they don't have a place. So they're in their office. You know what I mean? And it's like you don't want to go into your office bathroom to put on your gala makeup, for later on that night. And so we launched Pretty Mobile, and it was to be able to provide those services where we could just pull up. You could come out of your office, you could get your makeup done, and then if you needed to go back into your office, you could do that as well. So Pretty could hold up to 3 artists and 9 clients at a time. It is dressing
Wow.
room, refreshment station, and Wi-Fi. So you could literally come on board Pretty and do everything that you needed to do, still stay connected with your job, and walk out and feel like, okay, now I can go in to this gala, this reception, and be my most and I say be your most confident self. So that's how we got started. Last year, well, 2 years ago, I wrote So You Want to Pitch, and that's my workbook. And it was because I had pitched. So I had spent 2 years pitching my business for funding and business plan and business pitch competitions. And what I was
Hmm.
finding that in those competitions, women were missing. Like you saw a lot of men, you know what I mean, in the competitions, but you rarely saw women. Like we just weren't there. And especially women who provide a service, even though most women owned businesses are service providers. So most of us who
Yeah.
own businesses and you're a woman, you provide some type of service. And we don't think that there's space for us in that market for some reason. And so when I started pitching a service-based business, like people were like, how are you winning? Like you can stand on stage and win $10,000 in 30 seconds. And when it happened to me, when I got up there and I won, like I was like, oh my God, like this, wait a minute. And it was money that I didn't have to pay back. It was money that I could immediately infuse into my business. So I wrote the workbook to help small business owners like myself who may be in idea phase all the way up to maybe about 5 or 6 years in, plan,
Mm-hmm.
prepare, and pitch their businesses for funding. So we did that. And then we did a conference for that. And then last year we launched my makeup line. So we launched our product line last year. It's called Kiki Thunder, and it is named
Yes.
after my alter ego. So my alter ego's name is Kiki Thunder Rodriguez. And so I named our product line after my alter ego. We have a line of liquid lipsticks. We just launched our powder foundations. We have lip glosses that we completely manufacture in Baltimore. So all the way up from idea to packaging to formulation to shipping, it's all done in Baltimore. And all of our products are named after Baltimore things. So we have lip glosses and lipsticks named Steam Crab and Old Bay and
That's
um,
right. I have seen that.
yes, yes, yes. So we name everything after Baltimore because I love Baltimore so much. So that's what we
That's
do.
amazing.
Yes.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
You get a fabulous idea and you just start another business arm. I love it.
Yeah, yeah, but you know what though, and I know we're gonna talk about it, but that has been the saving grace when it comes to now, being
Yeah.
able to move into other lines. And a lot of times, like we don't think about it that way and we don't plan for it. Like I never thought about my business as, having all of these arms, but having them it has been able to sustain my business.
That's that's great news. That's great news.
Mhm.
It's something I've been hearing a lot from small business owners.
Yeah,
They're interested, right? And in small, medium, because even medium or large size businesses have been hard hit,
yeah.
depending on the industry they're in. But that is what I'm hearing is that the stories of people being able to sustain or pivot or make complete changes are
Mhm.
not just inspiring, but they're educational because
Mhm.
there's something that you can learn from everyone's story if you take the time to pay attention and look.
Yes.
So, yes, and I am looking forward to talking more about that. So, and then I wanted to ask you about your ideal customer. So, sure, somebody, if they're interested in buying, you're happy to have them buy, of course. But when you're marketing, who is the ideal customer that you're trying to connect to?
So for me, and I think that that's such a personal, each business, that's a personal, um, you know, uh, a task. It's something that you have to go through personally for your business.
Yeah.
So in regard to makeup artistry, and we were talking about this a little bit before we got on, most of my clients are over 30. So most of my clients are African American women over the age of 30 who reside 20 miles within the 21230 zip code. Most of my clients are speakers or have a corporate high ranking position in whatever organization that they're in. But again, it's something that becomes completely personal to each brand. And
Mm-hmm.
everybody, now that doesn't say that I don't work with, teens going
Of
to their
course.
prom, you know what I mean? But it just makes it so that you have an opportunity to really speak to that market of people because each group of people have their own language, their own
Yes. Yes.
journey. And so what we found, and it's through research, like, it's through doing it and taking the time to collect that kind of data and looking at it and being really strategic about who is coming to me, who is contacting me for services, you know what I mean? And so that's what we know about our service arm. In regard
Mm-hmm.
to our product line, and so even if you have 18 different revenue streams in a business, that doesn't mean that you all have the same client base. you know. So what we found, especially for our liquid lipsticks, these women, they have the same age demographic, but most of them do not get their makeup done. They do makeup for themselves. And so most of them, these are women who, and I call them dope women, right? Just dope women. And these are women who are really like bold and really, because our lip colors are very bold. They're very in your face. They're not,
Yeah.
you're not going to get like a nude, you know what I mean? If you wear one of our liquid
Like what you're
lipsticks,
wearing right now, that's a very
yes,
serious pop.
yes. And so you have like women who tend to lean that way are very bold women. They're very outspoken. These are women who, have something to say and they're not afraid to say it. These are women who listen, it's so funny, who talk a lot, who they may have a profession where they have to talk a lot. And because our products are waterproof and smudge proof, they can talk and long wearing, they can talk and wear them all day long, and their lips will still look like this. So these are normally women who really don't have time for all of the fuss. You know what I mean? Like, I don't have time to keep reapplying my lipstick and my makeup. And, I want it to
Yeah.
be bold. I want to make a statement. So I think like I said, for each business line that you enter, you're going to have a different market and you're going to have to
Mm-hmm.
speak to them differently, where they are.
Absolutely, absolutely. And then I had an idea, just a thought. So I used to do fitness competitions, and with
Mm,
the fact that you're so accustomed to being mobile and serving your clients where they are, every competition I did, I always paid for the makeup and hairstylist, the makeup artist and the hairstylist who were on site to do my makeup and my hair, because I was not even dealing with that, and they knew how to do it for the stage, and so I always paid for it. So that
mhm.
might be, once things kind of rev back up, because the competitions have been pretty much canceled for right now, but once things
Yeah.
rev back up, that might be another market for you, just because I think you would just relate really well to the women who choose to go on that stage. I was actually planning on doing one this year myself before things got canceled, but that I think could be something for you, um because they typically, like, it's not that you can't have a different makeup artist, but most people
Mhm.
opt for the convenience and stuff, and so you can get like a really good reputation, and people always want those same people. And I'm still friends with the makeup artist who did most of my makeup for my competitions.
Yay, that's so good. Thank you so much. I've done um one like bodybuilding.
Yes.
Listen, it was a whole situation, honey. So I would be those are women after my own heart. Okay, these women after my own heart. So I'm excited. I didn't know you did that. You see
Yeah,
what
yeah,
you
I
learn
did.
about your good girlfriends when y'all have a conversation.
Yes. Yeah, that was me. I was in a emerald green suit by the end of it, had tons of
Ooh,
sparkles on it, makeup
ooh.
done, hair, like, oh, I loved it so much. And now that we've like settled and the kids are, my youngest just turned 2, and so I was like, you know what? This seems like a great way to be like, okay, almost everybody's potty trained, like let's do this.
Yeah. It takes a lot of work though. That's a
Yes.
lot of hard work.
Yeah, I did all of my shows while I was in the army. So, yeah, it's a ton of work.
Okay. Woo. Maybe I need to be interviewing you because I got questions.
Well, you know what? We could do that.
Mhm.
We could definitely do that.